My name is Jo Minsuk, an architect and founder of Math Studies, and we are based in Seoul, South Korea. We are also the architect of this year's Serpentine Pavilion in London. I started my architecture practice Math Studies in 2003. I have to mention that my father, now 94 years old, was an architect. He worked for late Kim Jung-up, the Korean apprentice of Le Corbusier in the late 50s. Then at the age of 13, I saw an image of Rongshang Chapel on the cover of one of my father's books. That's when my interest began to shift toward architecture. There are several themes that run through our work. We understand architecture itself is not as a beginning to end narrative, but as a part of the larger act that is in between many befores and afters. Space K is a museum for contemporary art on the edge of Seoul, and we were asked to design a park together with the museum, allowing public to go up to the roof. I get very happy when I see people from this science park. They go up after lunch and they hang out there as if it's like a Spanish Steps. This Osolok Tea Museum complex that is in Jeju Island is a volcanic island. You can fly there in an hour from Seoul. They present tea with the backdrop of a quite large tea farm that grows completely organic way. They started out with this museum, and then there are tea classrooms and tea houses, and it become actually one of the most popular places to visit because it's just you can just go in. We made 8 different interventions there. Most buildings are meant to be almost invisible until you go close to it. So it's almost like a hidden places that you find through walking through a forest. It was quite rewarding. When we were first asked by Serpentine to make a proposal, of course we felt very honored to be considered. Following the great architects and artists that came before us, this request felt like given a great riddle to demonstrate what this pavilion can do at this point. Our pavilion is named Archipelagic Void, and it is an empty circular void surrounded by 5 covered spaces, what we call islands. And instead of presenting a singular thingness, we have the void at the center. It's an absence for people to converge, concentrate at times. It might resemble madang. Madang is a courtyard in a Korean traditional house that serves activities ranging from individual everyday to larger collective rituals. One of the recurring themes, also relevant to our Serpentine Pavilion, is multiple conditions united as a singular whole. For instance, one of our previous projects, we felt that we need to connect this temple complex with surrounding neighborhood. So it's almost making almost separation and a connection at the same time. Our pavilion for Serpentine Gallery can be experienced in a similar way, I think. The pavilion is currently under construction. There will be no single prescribed sequence to experience the pavilion, but rather we look forward to various people coming from all directions and choosing and composing their own unique moments, experiences, and sequences.